guys know Ironheart, Hawkeye's daughter, Miss Marvel, Madam fucking Web, and the Celestials? This is the next generation of superheroes in the Marvel franchise for the quote-unquote Phase 3. If you know any of this, you're either lying or you don't love it whatsoever. Because if you tell me, number one, that you know these characters, or number two, that you're excited for any of the sequels with them, you do not, and most of the media does not even know or care for them. The huge and main problem we have is people like us and everyone else around the world does not want to watch the movies anymore. And if you want to watch the next Marvel movie, you suddenly need to know all these characters, know all these contexts, just so you could understand it and go through all this slop and feel forced with it. So wait, what characters do we actually like? Well, Iron Man, Thanos, Peter Parker, and Star-Lord. All of these characters, we know and love them because they came from pretty early at the start. They were the new toy, and we all loved them because they were well made and they came from the most start. But nowadays, they are either dead or retired from the series. So wait, how do we actually make the next Iron Man? Well, in our side, we don't tell you to just keep doing Iron Man again or make Iron Man extend 5 more years. No, we make a new movie and actually make a new character. That's the only way where we break that box of repeating characters and making up characters that no one and series that no one cares about. So here are some rebuttals before I get into my argument. Firstly, PM talks about economic incentives. We recognize the cushion of safety that you have when you create remakes and sequels, but we believe that it's a diminishing and downtrend over the long run. If you plot all the Fast and Furious sequels or Marvel spin-offs, you have a shrinking return over time. The harm here is that your succeeding markets of succeeding sequels are dependent on those kids wanting to watch it. But this has a diminishing marginal utility over time since kids crave a sense of novelty and have attention span issues, especially in the modern generation. The POI Joseph gave shatters their frame too, because we believe that at opposition, we can still have sequels and remakes, but it should just not as prioritized compared to original content. So that is to say, we as opposition prioritize new content, but at least when we make sequels and remakes, it will be at the best amount of time because we can now pick and choose the ones that matter, the ones that are best, as opposed to making all of these willy-nilly without any point, without any meaning. This flips the wishy-washy stance of PM that they gave in their initial framing. So PM talks about merchandise and other content. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a huge amount of wasted time and resources because you have a surplus. They have a burden of huge ass in the inventory cost with the problem of having to sell it. That is why over time, they at best end up selling them at a big discount in order to just break even, or at worst, give them away at a loss only to not store them. Their core competency as a business and the true revenue driver is not merch, but creating characters that people are willing to buy and people care about. So Spider-Man, Miss Madam Web and Celestial merch is not going to sell as a newer Iron Man that was made up in comparison. So let's go to streaming service and the big box office. Yeah, we agree. They want money. And all of us, and they're very incredibly rich. More people are likely to buy in if people see these characters. This is why we don't get, when they see these new characters, this is why we don't get new Toy Stories anymore. Because they think that, yeah, they perceive low risk and high reward. Yeah, that's fair. Companies' mindset is bigger money means bigger budget of the same. But that it seems initially true. But there has been a shift after Endgame, ladies and gentlemen. We want to look at this on what's been going on now. New stories from the same series are not selling as well anymore. Why exactly? Well, we'll give you a few reasons why. Firstly, saturated market. Even if you're a Marvel fan, there is now 18 different shows with 500 different characters, and this is the same for Star Wars, Harry Potter, and any famous IP. And if you didn't watch the last one, fuck you, because now you're going to have to struggle and watch every single one of them. Hey, maybe at some point before in time when there was 3 or 4 movies, that's okay. Yeah, they're gonna earn more. But when there's 20 and 30 movies, they would not understand the 31st movie because all that context is gone. So as a consequence of not seeing these risks, they're putting all this money and not going to earn the same margins because no more new consumers are coming in, and old consumers are starting to get tired of it. Lion King, Ariel are not as profitable as they are now. So why is it unlikely for people not to buy in these movies? Because we attach ourselves to characters and themes that resonate the narratives. Now, before I go to 6-minute mark, any POIs?
Okay, you tell us that these revamps will work because these people don't recognize new characters from the revamp, right? So your solution is to make new shows with new characters. How is that not contradicting?
No, we did not say that they want these same characters, because we told you that these same characters are dead. What we are dead or retired or off the series already. So what's the best thing? Make actual new characters that people can get attached to. That's the thing. Because right now, you can only catch a lightning in a bottle once. It's hard to keep making new. It's hard to make new sequels, because each time you make a sequel, you have to wow them even more than the last movie. And these thoughts, and this is the nature of sequels. Nature of sequels need to be fast, because people forget fast. If you don't do it fast enough, people won't be hyped for the next movie. And they also need to be way better, because people have an expectation from the last movie and they want it to be good. So, or making new, and it's also not cheaper, guys. They tell us that we're saving money, but Joker 2 costed $20 million and had a lot of time to develop. But Joker 1, but Joker 2 on the other hand, it had less time to develop and costed double the amount, and they actually tend to put more money because there's now more pressure, because there's pressure to do it faster. You are forcing your workers to pay overtime to make each sequel work, and we can see with Marvel CGI artists getting stressed the fuck out and being abusive in the practices. So what ends up happening is they make slop, and then the workers are making slop and not enjoying it and actually being forced inside, and also the viewers are forced to consume slop and which reduces their return and less likely make them want. So we tell you, yeah, Fast and the Furious 1 might earn a lot, but 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no one gives, but after 4 and 5 and 6, it earns so little. Indie companies have actually found the success by making new content that people are willing to buy and actually go. We can see it at Blumhouse or 824. All those famous horror movies were made with a smaller budget, but they actually succeeded and were seen higher regard than current Marvel movies today, who are barely able to actually get into Oscars nowadays, because they absolutely suck. But new movies like The Wild Robot, The Bad Guys, and all those cool series and movies like our Squid Game all came as blockbuster hits. You know why? Because they're interesting, they're new, and they aren't the same anymore. They aren't the same slop being fed to you over and over again. So I have never been proud to oppose a motion. Thank you.